Locked on women's basketball. Danielle Robinson on the path ahead. Robinson. I started looking at what drove me, and what brought me joy, and that was relationships. On the latest episode of Locked on Women's Basketball, host Howard Megdal sits down with former player-turned-executive Danielle Robinson to discuss her franchise, the LA Sparks. The two also talk about Robinson's career in the WNBA, the path ahead for the league, and more. Order, becoming Caitlin Clark, and save 30%. Howard Megdal, founder and editor of The Next and The Nine, just announced his latest book. It captures both the historic nature of Caitlin Clark's rise and the critical context over the previous century that helped make it possible. Interviews with Clark, Lisa Bludder, C. Vivian Stringer, Jan Jensen, Molly Kazma, and so many others were vital to the process. If you enjoy his coverage of women's basketball every Wednesday at The Nine, you will love Becoming Caitlin Clark, the unknown origin story of a modern basketball superstar. Click the link below to pre-order and enter Megdal30 at checkout. Megdal opens the show by asking Robinson how she decided to make the jump to working in a front office. As soon as I knew there were more days behind me than ahead of me, you start to think about what you want to do and what it would be like to maybe transition, Robinson says. So I started looking at what drove me, and what brought me joy, especially as a player, and that was relationships. The Next, a 24/7/365 women's basketball newsroom. The Next, a basketball newsroom brought to you by The Nine. 24/7/365 women's basketball coverage, written, edited and photographed by our young, diverse staff and dedicated to breaking news, analysis, historical deep dives and projections about the game we love. Later on, Megdal asks Robinson to share some of the long-term vision for the LA Sparks, where she now serves as the manager of basketball integration and scout support. The future will be bright with the Sparks, Robinson says, reflecting on the franchise's philosophy. So just continuing to sell that I think we have a really great culture. Megdal and Robinson finish the show by discussing what it feels like for Robinson, a California native, to be coming home. It's incredibly special, Robinson says. My parents are super excited. Just the opportunity to be closer to them, that's really important to me.